is Jade, and I'm going to teach you how to make a candy pilgrim's hat and a candy turkey today. So first you want to need an Oreo. I'm using double stuffed, but you can use any of the different types. Next you're going to need a Reese's peanut butter cup. Just unwrap it all the way. And then you're going to take chocolate frosting or Nutella, either one will work. I have Nutella here. Tastes a little better. And now you're going to add it onto the bottom of the peanut butter cup. A reasonable layer, doesn't need to be too thick. And you're going to put it right in the middle of the top of the Oreo. Okay. Now you're going to need to take a Red Hot or any other type of red candy that you may find. And you're going to put a small dab of Nutella on the back of it. Now you're going to put this lower down on the peanut butter cup, basically touching the Oreo. You can put it over any sort of blemish that is on the peanut butter cup. Let that stay there a little while to dry. And that is your Pilgrim Hat. Very simple, very quick. Alright, so next we're going to make the turkey. This one is quite much harder. So you're going to need another Oreo, and you're going to put some Nutella in it. You don't need to put any Nutella or chocolate frosting in there, but it does help them stick. I'm going to fill up the crack and go a little bit over it, but only a little bit. You don't want it to be too noticeable. Now you're going to take some regular candy corn. You're going to put them in. You want to make sure to only put it in a little bit because, as you see, they can break. So I'm going to try another one because that one broke. You know, it takes a little bit of a squeeze before they break, so you must be very careful. So do the same to this Oreo. If you're making a lot of them, then I would just keep the cracked ones. They don't look very bad at all. Okay. So now you're going to use either 4 or 5. If you only have room for 4, that is fine. But 5 tends to look a little more like a full tail. Okay, so now you have this. You're going to put it down, and you're going to actually add some Nutella to the bottom. Now you want a considerable amount of Nutella because it's going to go attaching this to the main body, which is another Oreo. Once you've put that on, you're going to take another Oreo. You're going to need a lot of Oreos for this. And you're going to put it on the very back of the Oreo. So now, you're going to want something flat. If you have a nice clean wall nearby, use that. I'm going to use a jar. It doesn't matter what type of jar. Oh, one of my candy corn has come out. No worries, just stick it back in. The Nutella should dry after a little while, and it'll get more and more stiff the longer it stays. Okay, now that that's on there, what you're going to do next is you're going to take another, actually, the first one for this project, Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup, And you're going to unwrap this one as well. However, for this one, it needs to be just a tiny bit smaller. So we're going to cut off a little bit of it. We want to make a nice flat edge, so again, if this has any peanut butter showing, you're going to want to cut off that side. So, you just take your peanut butter cup, actually I'll do it up here so you can see it better, and you just make a little sawing motion. If you do it a little too close to the edge, that is fine, just continue going on. Okay, so now you're left with this, and you're going to take it, and you're going to put some peanut butter on the, not peanut butter, sorry, some Nutella on the bottom. What you're going to do with this is you're going to have it sitting like this. So what you actually want to do is you want to turn it on its side, so that it is still being kept in this sitting position, but it is also easy to work with. Okay. So now, take the peanut butter cup, and you're going to put the Nutella on the bottom, and also, if you wish, on the back. So now that you have this there, don't worry if the Nutella goes a little bit out, it doesn't need to be perfect. So now that that's there, what you're going to need to do next is take a Whopper, find a nice one to be your head, and you're going to take some more Nutella. This one takes a lot of Nutella as well. And you're going to want to take some Nutella onto this side of it, and since this is going to be balancing on top of the peanut butter cup, you want to put it on two sides. And then you put it on top. You want to put the flattest side on top of the peanut butter cup so that it has more of a chance of staying on top. It's just rolling right off, as it is a circle. Okay, now you're going to use some writing icing. Any type will do, and you can do any color you'd like as well. But I am going to use some yellow. So you're going to put little eyes on, so you're just going to do a little dab on either side. You may want to actually shake it. I don't know if your icing is going to be watery or not. If it starts to come out water, you may want to shake it. Or just squeeze it some places until it comes out solid. Also, don't worry if it runs off a little bit. It's going to be standing up later, so it should run back down. So now you're going to add a little more. And this is going to be holding the beak on. So you're going to take a candy corn and you're going to break off the tip. If it doesn't come off to your liking of size, then just break off another one. There we go, now it's got a little nose. Doesn't matter if it's a little oversized. Okay, so now, if you have red icing, you may or may not, then you're going to want to put a little squelch underneath the beak. You can do as much or as little as you'd like. If you want him to have a nice big spot of red underneath, you're going to want to have a lot of frosting there. But especially if you're doing them in a lot of numbers, you're going to want to do a much smaller amount. Okay, so now that that is set, you're going to gently pick it up again. And you're going to rest it against the jar again until it is dry. But you are not done yet. Now you need to add the feet. Every good turkey has some feet, hopefully. And you're going to add on with the icing right on the Oreo. Go down and then to the side. You want to make it pretty off to the side because it can be hard to tell where one toe ends and where the next one begins if they're all smushed up right next to each other. Okay, now that they're done, ooh, the beak fell off. That can happen, especially if you don't have a very solid frosting. You may want to use actually Nutella for this, if it continues to fall off. Alright, so now your second turkey is finished. And that is how to make a turkey and a pilgrim's hat out of candy. Quite simple, quite easy for beginners. Happy Thanksgiving!